So, I want to ask of you, what are the reasons we come to conferences? Yell stuff out. Networking, number one reason. What else? Learn stuff. What else? Generate business. Get updates on what's happening. Celebration, right? Celebrate. Is anybody going to have fun tonight? The hospitality suite? Okay, so in my studies, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I've come up with 4 C's. Some of you have heard me say this before, but I think there are 4 things that begin with the letter C, so they're easy to remember, for why we come to conferences. And they are community, networking, to meet other people. Suppliers, how many of you are here to meet new planners? Okay. Collaboration. One of these is content, of course, but I think content is more important when there's collaboration involved, so we're going to do this today. And also, when you hear a great speaker, it kind of doesn't resonate until you talk to someone else about it, right? Like, wow, wasn't that speaker great? Or he really made me think, or she really inspired me or something. So the first one is community. The second one is collaboration. The third one, celebration. We have had a really crappy 5 years, right? Our industry has suffered. It's time for us to celebrate because we're back. How cool is that? And the last one, change lives. We may not all be helping dropouts not drop out from high school, like the gentleman back there, wave your hand. We may not all be solving world hunger, but every single meeting that we do changes somebody's life in a small way or a large way, right? Anybody who knows me knows that I'm a little kooky about acronyms. I've come up with a new one here, ROA. How many people have heard of ROI? Return on investment. I proclaim hereby that there is an acronym that is far more important than return on investment for people at our conferences. And that is ROA, return on attention. You have paid your money, you have given of your time, and now you are sitting in the conference. I figure that attendees will politely, these days, give the speaker about 5 minutes of their time and attention before they drift off. So, if we can hold their attention through the way we engage our audiences, we will deliver successful content that enables them to achieve successful community, celebration, all those 4 C's. So, return on attention. We're gonna So, meetings 1.0. What does that mean? That means the way meetings used to be. I'm going to take you back to a time when the web was brand new. I'm going to date myself here, but who remembers getting their very first AOL CD in the mail? It was awesome! We came inside, we put it in the disk drive. It may not have even been a CD. Was it a disc? Was it a floppy disk? Or like 10 floppy disks? So we put it in, we unplugged the phone to plug in the modem. Okay, who here is under 30? You have no idea what I'm talking about. And 5 hours later, we were up and running. It was awesome. And what was so cool about it was there were like 10 websites we could go to and learn 10 different things. But it was a one-way dissemination of information. We went there, we learned, and then we left, right? And we were happy with that. So were attendees back in the day of Meetings 1.0. This is not that long ago. We could have lecture after lecture after lecture after lecture, and people were happy with that. They were fine with it. They didn't know to really expect more. They could do one thing at a time. How many of you today can do one thing at a time? Nobody. This guy can do one thing at a time. It's social. Okay, so they're creating their own experience. And the Doritos commercial, by the way, Doritos gave $1 million to the person that could create the most engaging Doritos commercial, and that commercial got played during the Super Bowl. And it created a frenzy. Do you remember a couple years ago, the dog crashing through the screen door to get to that was the first winner. And there was a huge buzz around it. They could have paid $1 million to somebody in New York to create a commercial that would be forgettable. But they didn't. They gave the power to the crowd. Okay, so that's Web 3.0. Everything out there is more collaborative now. Facebook is Web 3.0. We can collaborate with the crowd. There's nobody at Facebook monitoring and saying, this gets posted and that doesn't. Okay, so Meetings 3.0. This is what Meetings 3.0 needs to look like in order to engage Audience 3.0. Our culture has changed. We want to learn from each other, and my feeling is there is more knowledge in almost any room of people than up on the stage. So I am going to turn it over to you guys for the last 15 minutes, and you're going to create your own experience. So we've seen a 1.0 example. That was horrible. We've seen a 2.0, just a couple examples of me interacting with you. We all know what that's like. The 3.0 example is I'm going to shut up and let you guys create the best outcome ever. And that is meeting and networking with each other. So with that, I'm going to ask everybody to stand, because I would bet half of you are sitting next to somebody you already know. Please move and sit next to complete strangers, because this is the point of coming to this conference. Complete strangers. Thirty seconds. 30 seconds, take your seats. If you can hear me, clap once. Isn't that the best exercise? It's from kindergarten, by the way. Okay, take your seats with groups of strangers. Did you feel the difference in the energy in the room? Just from me giving away the power and going, okay, just do this one thing. The energy was crazy. I know I'm doing my job in creating great collaboration when I have trouble getting your attention back.